So this was 2009, and we had everything in place. And it's like, okay, worked wonderfully. 2010, we're just going to go and just replicate the same thing. We just had a little meal with the service partners again. Said, do you still want us? Yeah, it's cool, let's go. And he says, yeah, we want you. And so we get going, and we arrange for everything. We're about 40 plus students. And we get on the bus, we prepare them with the Vine Avenue days, and the night before, literally the night before, I call up the service partners and I say, okay, so we're going to be there tomorrow, right? And just reminding you, this is the date, right? And they say, yeah, sure, okay, how many of you can? I say, 40. I say, did anyone tell you that we don't have the after-school program anymore? I said, what? He says, well, we have something, but it probably would take 20 students. I don't think we can do 40 students. And again, this happens all the time, as you all know, when the panel will represent partners either go out, but these are some of the frustrations. And so we get on the bus the next day, and we're off, and I'm like, oh, crikey, what are we going to do? And let me just... this one. So we had to make revisions very quickly, on the fly almost. Speaking to the service learning partner, while they were doing the orientation, I was kind of huddling in the back saying, listen, what else can we do, you know? We have about 40 students here. I've told them they're all going to do after-school programs, you know. And they says, well, you know, for whatever reason, the two sites dropped out. We only have the site at Miller African Centered Academy up on the hill. So what were we going to do? And so we still had the after-school mentoring group, about 20, was it 22 students could do that. And so very soon thereafter, though, we said, okay, well, a couple of students, 2 or 3 students, actually from the, I told them, you know what, we have to do something here. Came up to me and says, you know what, maybe what we could do is rake the leaves and paint the old basketball, the gym, and maybe we could do that kind of thing. And I said, okay, go for it, you know. Meet with the director, see what you need, see when you can come, what materials you need. Meet with Dr. Tropes, as wonderful assistant. She will work you through it, and we will find a way to relate it back to the course. You know, we'll find a way to do that. Another group, so there were about 3 of them. Another group, we said, okay, here's what you do, or they came up with it through consultation as well. We said, you know what, these students at the after-school program, how about you arrange a field trip for them? But you do everything from the beginning. You do the phone calls, you do the transportation, you do the release forms for the parents, and you do the arrangements for the buses and all this, and you write, this is what you're going to write up as your project. So about 4 of them did that for the schools. They took them to the Children's Museum. Some of these kids had never been to the Children's Museum. It was a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. And they arranged everything, and again worked with the Trope's assistant, and got that done. And that was their project. Another group, the so-called store group, as it happened, the YMCA started a store. It was selling stuff, starting to sell stuff. There's not a single store in that area, as some of you may know. Closest is the Dollar Days up close to the police station. And they started to stock some of these items. And these students, it's just starting to happen. These students were part of shelving, part of putting the shelves up, part of learning how to program a UPC code into a cash register, meeting with people that came in. Very soon the store would become known. Kids would come out from after school and come and buy candy and the like, and they would speak to the residents. And we found a way, but of course this meant thinking on the fly. This meant changing some of our learning goals. It meant kind of making little tweaks and things here, and it meant not being able quite as readily to just duplicate what we thought or what worked so well the year before. And I don't know, some of it probably showed up in the evaluations. I don't know, I hope not. But in the end, I imagine that it is this kind of, as I said, hopefully creative and not just mad dash or mad scramble, that allowed for a kind of experience that was certainly seemed fulfilling by virtue of the presentations.